Come to California, man. Get out of your Texas bubble.
Well, I'm looking at the Cybertrucks. Whenever that gets released, I might buy one of those.
Oh yeah, those are a beauty.
Hopefully it doesn't
Cybertrucks.
like blow up or whatever.
You still gotta make that road trip, man. I'm gonna keep bothering you. You said in February now. You first promised to come in November.
Come out.
I'll do alright, February for sure. I just gotta pick a date.
Yeah, come on. So you gotta make some stops too, right? You gotta make like a social media about this because you can visit a bunch of cool national parks. If I were you, I might even consider if you wanted to.
Places to eat and stuff, man.
If the dictator will allow it, I would actually want to fly to Houston and then I'll just ride with you all the way back to California. I could book a one-way ticket. Can your trailer fit two people, or you think it'd be uncomfortable? It would be better to just you go solo.
I could too. You could like technically like sleep 4 people like comfortably.
Okay, so maybe the dictator will want to come too then, if you don't mind a couple. But if not, we can make it a guy's trip. I think it'll be more fun if it's a guy's trip.
Yeah, I'm down.
So, okay, cool. Yeah, figure this out, and then I'll actually fly out, and maybe we'll make a bunch of like social media stuff where, we do the road trip. And what we'll do is we'll use the LoopNet app, and we'll stop at mobile home parks around the country. We'll look at mobile home parks for sale.
For sure. That'll be pretty funny too.
Yeah. It would be some fun content to create for sure. So we finally got a bounce. Do you think that the pain is over, or do you think we got more bleeding to go?
For stocks or crypto?
Well, both. They kind of move together, right? Isn't
They
it?
were both doing kind of like crappy for like, short run metrics or whatever, yeah.
Yo, what's up, Leonidas? We got Leonidas in the house too.
Yeah, I like it. I'm like long on a bunch of equities and cryptos, so I like it right now.
So you put the bear suit in the closet for now.
Well, I still have it on, but like I'm playing a pop.
I just need JP not to raise rates. I mean, that's all he has to do. And then we're going to get like a huge like bull run, just kick the can, like make the Republicans deal with like the inflation. And I don't think inflation will be as bad. They don't need to necessarily raise rates because I think it's more of a supply chain thing. And like if they actually spend money, like it's kind of ridiculous that we only have one port in LA for like all the stuff we get in China. Like we should invest. So like Seattle should also.
I mean, is that true though? Like, are you counting Long Beach as the only port? Or
Yeah.
Like, what are you calling the
basically,
only port?
that's it. And what we could also
Is
do.
there even one in San Pedro? I thought there was one in San Pedro.
Okay, but I mean, just they're all backed up. They're all like really backed up, and like we could easily, add Seattle as another port. Or the other thing we could do is, use Mexico because in Ensenada, that's also like a shipping port. And so, yeah, and labor is much cheaper there. So it would actually like lower the shipping costs if it comes through Mexico. But I don't know.
Maybe.
The politicians just want kickbacks. It's literally going to be, it's going to just depend on which company gives them kickbacks so they can get reelected. That's basically what it's determined on. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, it looks like Bitcoin, Bitcoin at 40,000 and Ethereum at 3,000. That's like solid support, right? I mean, it breaks, but it doesn't stay that long. I don't know if you have the charts in front of you, Party Finance. Are you on the road?
Yeah. No, I'm at home. But yeah, so far those look pretty good, like 3,000.
Yeah.
For Ethereum. I like Etsy for some stock positions right now.
Yes. Etsy's a great business, and especially as people decide they don't want to deal with just Amazon, because like Amazon's kind of a monopoly. And I think Etsy's kind of like the more small creators and manufacturers. So I think that's gonna pick up where people decide not to order on Amazon and decide to, help the competitors. So yeah, I like Etsy, the stock. But Coinbase is cheap. I like Coinbase, man, under 230. I think that's like one of the best crypto like asset stocks to own, Coinbase. But they didn't do their NFT stuff, right? Weren't they promising us? And like they got a competitor to MetaMask, right? There's the Coinbase wallet, so you don't have to use crappy MetaMask, which is great. But why haven't they set up their NFT marketplace? I feel like that's a huge amount.
I think they're just being slow. They did pretty soon.
Are we talking about Coinbase?
Yeah, Coinbase. They're supposed to make their own NFT market.
They've been talking about it for a while. I don't know if they already did or not.
Yeah. What's up, Ted? Wow, Ted now has a following.
Honestly, I really should keep up with that stuff from more even just a consumer standpoint. I guess I don't want to because I'm not going to use that. I'm not. Even if they're like, oh, you can buy it with fiat. I'm like, I don't care. I'm already deep enough into this ecosystem that doesn't really mean anything to me. But I need to really look at it, like I said, from the perspective of the average consumer, and that being able to buy on a Coinbase exchange with fiat would be attractive to them and would definitely attract more people.
For newbies. So what exchange are you using right now to buy your NFTs? Are you using OpenSea's non-fungible, or what are you using?
Yeah, I'm using OpenSea.
Okay. Yeah, once again, like the OG hardcore crypto people that are the first movers, they may not want to use Coinbase, but Coinbase is to bring the average American, the average consumer, it's supposed to make it easier for the average consumer.
Right.
So, I mean, as anyone who invests in crypto, you want Coinbase to do well because, they're kind of like, how do I explain this? But they're kind of like the AOL or like the gateway, and then, obviously you can move into better services once you figure out that you don't like Coinbase. Wow, 3 million person wait list for their NFT marketplace. So, yeah, and OpenSea only has 1 million users. So you're right. Like, if you really, as a creator of NFTs, if you're an NFT creator, I mean, you want this to happen. It's going to bring so much more liquidity and buyers.
Yeah, I'll agree 100% there on that one. If you are a creator, you definitely want to hop on like these new marketplaces whenever they come out. But a lot of them, they don't really just let anybody on there because they want to protect the reputation of their marketplace. So even if my recommendation for anybody wanting to get into NFTs as a creator, whether they had prior experience as an artist or not, is just start posting stuff on the internet. Start creating stuff, even if you don't mint it as an NFT right away.
Yeah.
Like Beeple, he did this post every day challenge. He's been posting something like a piece of art every day for the past 14 years or something crazy like that. So you got to start somewhere, and eventually you'll have a decent little portfolio when you go to apply to launch on one of these brand new NFT platforms. You'll be a lot more likely to be selected, and that's going to be huge.
Yeah. So, do you think Gemini will wake up? Because I feel like the competitors too should offer something. Like, why isn't Gemini doing something?
They have Nifty.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they already have their platform.
Gemini has their stuff together in a lot of ways, man. If they end up going public, which they probably will.
They actually pay rewards. I don't understand why Coinbase doesn't pay rewards, or at least do a little bit less than what's it called, than Gemini. Because that's the one thing for a newbie. I try to tell them, Coinbase is kind of, I mean, if you're buying less than $1,000 of crypto, the interest is kind of irrelevant. It's too little. And actually, Coinbase Pro is a better. It's lower fees. But if you're investing more than $1,000 or $10,000, it makes no sense to use Coinbase unless you know how to move your assets to a Celsius or something like that.
And from my understanding, a big core strength of Gemini is they've really made a lot better relationships with the enterprise type clients. If any 401k or whatever plan wants to eventually buy crypto, they're probably going to go to Gemini.
Nice. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. And once again, if it does go public, I mean, I want to own, and I don't know if you saw, what's his name? Kevin O'Leary, who was crypto's a scam. He's almost now 20% of his net worth is crypto. And supposedly Mark Cuban is going 80% into crypto. And the one thing they're both investing heavily in is exchanges. Because, I mean, they know the money. That's like where a lot of the money is to be made. So both.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so isn't it interesting
That's
to start?
awesome.
Yeah, the two like most famous people on Shark Tank, who were first, both of them were anti-crypto. You know, like Mark Cuban was the most like, you know, just do 1% or whatever. But isn't that crazy that he went public saying, hey, about 80% of my new investments are crypto. And then Kevin O'Leary saying out of his net worth, you know, which is billions and billions of dollars, he's pretty close now. I think he said he was like 16 or 17% crypto, and he's going to move to 20%. These are billionaires, you know, famous billionaires.
Yeah. The thing about Mark Cuban, though, is I'd be concerned about him being like a bag pumper.
Yeah, and didn't he have a he got in on a pump and dump, right?
Hopefully he'll be ethical. Yeah, hopefully he'll be ethical and won't be like, you know, an Ethereum max type guy.
He'll get sued.
And like if he does bring up projects, it's gonna be like, you know, this is the ideal scenario I'd like to have. I'd like him to bring up like very obvious things to where people like us will laugh and we'll be like, hey, thanks for pumping our bags of stuff that we bought a year ago.
We'll see. But once again, this is just showing you that crypto is moving mainstream, and like a lot of people, because I think I forgot the stat, but I think it's only like 8 to 12% of Americans own crypto. I think now with like these mainstream guys like vouching for crypto, it's going, you know, once again, like it's just going to bring more money, more liquidity, and more users, especially when you have these mainstream guys, you know, pumping it and investing in crypto.
Yeah.
So, and you're right. I feel like, you know, people like us are going to be obviously the first movers, but I support these guys because they're obviously helping our bags, you know, inflate our bags with some money and new investors. And
I mean, I'm serious. That's kind of like the ideal scenario I can hope for.
Bingo. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see.
Yeah, like if Mark Cuban's like, oh yeah, Ethereum is the greatest thing on earth, I'll be like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, the one thing I like more than Ethereum is NVIDIA stock. I still think out of all the cryptos, the safest bet is NVIDIA, just because of the fact that no other chip manufacturer can do what NVIDIA is doing. And so it's just one of the few companies where I feel like no matter what happens in crypto, they're just going to print money. But I'm not that sure about Disney. I think it's going to happen. I think just, you know, the leadership at Disney, it's like you know, they haven't caught on yet. But yeah, when it comes to like digital assets, I mean, Disney should kill it, but you know, it could be mismanaged. I mean, I don't know how crypto friendly Disney's management team is. So we'll see. Is there any other crypto stocks? We talked about Coinbase. We talked about, so what about MicroStrategy? Do any of you guys own some MicroStrategy or Hut Mining? There's mining companies too. There's a couple of miners.
I'm looking at Riot. I used to own some. I'm looking to get back in. I like Riot a lot.
And then there's CleanSpark, right? They're trying to do like this renewable energy, but that might just be all hype. I don't know if you guys have heard of CleanSpark, but yeah, Riot's another one too. Mara is another one. Yeah.
I like Disney. I'm long Disney. NVIDIA is good. I just haven't bought any NVIDIA at the moment.
And so people are like, they're thinking of like, you know, for my retirement account, like, shouldn't I just, you know, go open up like a crypto wallet? But I was like telling most people, you know, when it comes to your IRA, just, you know, buy the stocks. It's so much easier and there's less fees because I believe you have to pay higher monthly fees to manage like actual crypto in your IRA. So
yeah, the crypto IRAs have insanely ridiculous, awful fees.
So just buy the stocks.
There's what's called a self-directed IRA or a checkbook IRA. That'll let you like just buy off of Gemini and move it to like a MetaMask or like or a Ledger Nano. But like I hear the rules around those, they might get kind of strict about it. Like they may want you to put it in a Ledger Nano, but then put that Ledger Nano in a safety deposit box at the bank or something. Kind of like if you do the checkbook IRA, you can't hold like gold in your house. You can own physical gold, but it has to be, like I said, in like a safety deposit box or something.
I think it's
that's an interesting one.
I think it's just way easier to buy some MicroStrategy, some Riot blockchain, some Clean Spark, and call it a day.
Yeah.
I just think
kind of get the exposure to crypto indirectly, right?
And there's no
I wanted
fees.
to talk about Disney real quick here in the metaverse. I absolutely agree. Like Disney in the metaverse. A few years ago, they had this thing called Disney Infinity. Well, Disney Infinity goes back to like the Wii days, I think.
Wow.
But it was basically a metaverse with like all these Disney characters. It didn't succeed. The product was kind of ahead of its time. But if they bring something like that similar to that and kind of add like the VR capabilities, that's kind of where I'm like, I'm not extremely like sold on these metaverse NFTs or tokens, because I feel like, what is it? You look at this video that Snoop Dogg did recently, where he's like, "Oh yeah, I own this land in the sandbox," and he's got all his sandbox characters doing some dancing, and I'm like, dude, this is like such a rip off of Minecraft. You're telling me that if Minecraft enters the metaverse, people aren't going to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to Minecraft." And the sad thing is like the argument that gets made is that, oh, Minecraft and Disney and Facebook, they won't be decentralized. Well, man, we're the minority in caring about that, unfortunately. Like, all people are going to care about is like, oh, the Disney one, I can be Spider-Man in that metaverse. I can be like whatever in that metaverse. I have to be like some like bunk-ass like made-up thing in Decentraland.
That's pretty funny. But do one of you guys want to host? I got to hit the road, so I'm not going to be able to go live. I can only do the voice live. I don't know if any one of you guys are interested, or we can do the market close maybe like around 1 or 2 o'clock California time.
Yeah, if I can get a decent setup, I'll set up the live while I'm looking at the congressional hearing.
Okay, so I'm going to end my live stream, and then about 5 minutes I'll be on the road, so I'll be looking for your live.
Cool.
All right, thank you for watching, guys.
Take care.
Yep.
Peace. All right, YouTube, thank you. Let's do this again soon.